Right, this should be a big one. 5:55. I'm just what you should be watching. Hopefully it goes down. Ah, that's just scary. That system alone was for a mess. Need a copy. Just have to modify it. Right, so for anyone who's interested, I guess I will explain the issue currently. So, well, actually, that doesn't work either. I need to find a different set of data to check. Slot's fine, but it should be charm. It should be. This should be enchanted book since they don't share a common name. Oh. Swear no uniformity has sort of screwed me over. So when it comes to command blocks, it's not so much the commands you're running, but the amount of commands you're running. Which is another reason why I don't see how data packs can be more efficient. Obviously, if you're calling upon them in a delayed fashion, but then that's the same as just setting up a delayed command block system. If you set a data pack to run continuously on a tick timer, because you can set it to run every 1 tick, 2 tick, 3 tick, it should amount to the same amount of lag depending on what you're doing. But yeah, so for instance, giant lines like that, which are always active, if I can condense it down into one command block, or even just gate it by one command block, then I can reduce my tick lag by a lot. So we're jumping around 55 to 57, now 51 to 53, depending on, obviously, how many entities are near me, because that's the big crux. So I have the fun job of going through my entire map and deciding which systems need to be reduced, essentially. Right now, I need a uniform way to activate that, and the closest I can do is just look for enchanted books. That's the only commonality I have on the spell tomes. But I think I can look for just display tags. So as in a named enchanted tome, I don't have to set anything. What am I doing? No, I was actually close to time. Item, sort equals nearest, just in case. I think it defaults nearest anyway. So I can keep the white parts, is my understanding. Actually, no, I think I can just keep display from what I remember. That'd be that. Slots is fine, but we just want the ID and count. So ID. Was it enchanted book? And count. And what am I forgetting? Timer. It would be. No, you need to put it as an if statement. As a secondary if statement. If equals 3 seconds, 5 seconds should do. We'll do 3 seconds. And I have to work out the distance as well. What don't you like? entity, that's what it is. And then it should be 1 in the X. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. What's going on? No, that's fine. Just didn't remember the 1. 4. Fingers crossed I don't just delete something. Or it's not on, that works too. Yep, cool, and it's the right size. And this one should actually be repeat redstone, and it should be executes unless. So while it's active, 57-ish red bars, it's the main thing. Paste this in, so if we go like that, of course I did not set the coordinates. Try that again. Should still be 1 across, but should now be -1 across, and only 23, and redstone should be air. Okay. Try again. Yeah. It drops down. And as you can see, it's more yellow than orange. That's the big thing. We need to lower this whole thing. All systems active. What's inactive? As long as there is some level of noticeable change. The sort of big issue at the moment is, for instance, I can run the map. There'll be people who can obviously run the map, but the majority, probably not. I did try on my potato computer, my laptop, and it was no good. Now I also need to do this one. We will need a line of redstone. This one's easy because they're all dragon heads. And that's not a big item you'd stick in your offhand. I was looking for display. Yeah, which means named or lore tags. We'll move on to every 3. And if I put it here, it should be exactly the same. Well, minus the height difference. 106, should still be display, but the item ID should be is it called a dragon head? Yeah. Dragon underscore head. HX. This would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, and 24. Well, I don't have to go to the top, so 23. Minus 1 because of the starting block, so 22. And I've got the entity portion. This is an unless statement, which I don't want as well. One of these out. Make sure on offhand. Interesting. What don't you like? In the right slots. Cute if, yeah. Cute if, yeah. That's fine. Anyway, what about the lag? I see more yellow. Could we count maybe? Yeah, count. I don't need count 1. 3, go on. Yes, but So that goes back. Then this one needs to be the unless statement. Bounce. Let's make sure air. It should have replaced the top block, I believe. Be like that. Yeah. Alright, we're actually speeding along quite nicely. Should probably cover up the systems once I'm done. Well, that way I know I am done. Tweaking. I do want a slab. Very smooth. Yeah, smooth as fuck. I think I need to put a block under it to stop the lighting updates. Hey, soup. Who's this? Okay, good. That means redstone 2 is off. Just the system underneath is the big worry one. Stained glass in, just make it look nice. You can see the redstone that activates. Here and there, advancing it. Okay, what about the top? Is there any way I can gate these? Technically, yes. But at the same time, if it's not reducing the overall amount of command blocks by a lot. Well, I suppose in the grand scheme of things, reducing even say 2 command blocks to 1 is still substantial. But at the same time, it's not, because I'd have to use 2. One that triggers as the off mechanism like them. Is that worthwhile? Actually, no. Selected item, simple aim. So I assume this whole bracket is. No, it's not. It's perfectionist, and that's simple aim. 103, so this should be head. Yeah. Well, these are always running if these are active. So I suppose it is worth doing something. Gating them. It's really annoying to do with the positioning I've done. That would be 1. These be... This is all for slipshod. Yeah. That was the wrong spots. 1, 2. Do I move them in? No, I can't move them in. This is for 0. This is for husband. Oh, and I did forget. No, I didn't forget. This one is the one I forgot. I suppose simple aim. It's 1. It's only 1 command block, so if I put a command block to detect, it's not actually making a difference. For instance, this one should make a big difference. These ones, at the very least, it's even, so I might as well put it in. There is a slight difference in what commands you run and the toll they take. I need the item to latch onto. So time-wise, we're up to 5. Unless statement. I believe that is. So I want to add in the entity, so you're forgetting. Yes, I just copy this over word for word. This is just basically the NPT data I'm looking for. In terms of commands, what only has to go to 2, so 1, 2 would be. Here's my little thing. I can't see it from here. Green Z. All of them are positive Z. 1. None of them change in height, but they do have changes in Z. Roughly 2 blocks apiece. Have the specialization on. Right, but that's an unless statement. If good to know it is in the right spot though. This is execute unless. Air, these should be negative. Redstone is active. We need to swap these off now. Eventually amount to a sizable difference. Clockwise, don't need anything there. There. Should probably slab it. Okay, so this is the same thing, but instead of perfectionist, I'm typing in slipshod. If instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6. -1. So don't forget. Oh. 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 Oh, where was I? Oh, yes, this. This means if you were to take off the helmet after shooting, that the entity would not have its tags removed. Undata modify entity at S. Yeah. Yeah. Meaning the arrows probably duplicate if this is quantifier. I don't know. This is run Ghana. Modify entity set from. No, this duplicates. Okay, so this being off is not an issue. That one's a bit different. This one is Huntsman. Is 0 to 1. It's fine. Yep. Less. Yeah. Active. I should probably be testing these out as I do them. Make sure. Especially Huntsman since I manually typed it out. Yeah, that's what I get for it. What did I do? No. 3-second timer. Get off. 3-second timer. Well, no, it goes away instantly. Slowly and surely, we're whittling our way down. 1, 2, 3, actually. That's how it should look. Okay, this one's a bit more tricky. There is no slot requirements. But I'm looking for something specific, so it still does help. We're going 3, so 0, 1, 2. Should be it, like usual. Copied from the wrong spot. -1 and just 2. 1, wait, what? -1, 0, 1. Okay. Quick glance. Second one is air, so they look fine. Oh, would it help if I turned all these off? One of them, apparently. These are. That is. Okay, so they've all been modified except for that one. Optic 3. Ooh, we're getting under 50. It's good. Haven't even tackled the larger systems. Be a giant column, so I should block that. Maybe anything else? Well, no, even these aren't always active. The only stuff that's always active is this. No, scoreboard system isn't either. Ah, good, this is already pretty efficient. Always active, but they're not being triggered because they're not being triggered. A few that are, that's fine. Redstone, need redstone, good. But the ones at the back here, perfect. Need to be changed out. Was this? Okay, so these checks are also an issue. Essentially, if I can make it into one, which I will do, that's better off. Any more checks? Redstone, no, it doesn't look like it. Essentially, this redstone needs more redstone. We're checking for end book display. On itself is kind of the issue. I can do. Actually, I can't do. What is clearing this? Has to be the one at the top. Yeah, it is. Fine. We can use that to our advantage. Copy this. Flip it around. That on it. You there. You in. Make sure it doesn't activate, which you can't. That's good. And this is just along the z-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure. Which makes this -1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, same. Additional, always, always active. Did I turn this off? Use now. Let's just grab a book and see what happens. I have one. Yes, I must have. Get away. Go. We're done. Why is this slabs? I don't know why that's slabs. Slabs should go in there, which I can't. Anyway. Okay, so I should be able to fully cover up this system well. Could probably do this with a fill command. That would probably make it easier. Oh well. Or turbo button, that would work too. Man, I should probably fill that in. Scoreboards. Question is, can I figure out the height limit? And I should be using fill. Chiseled quartz. Yeah. Right, 10. It was nowhere near. 10 plus 10, so 20. Almost. 22, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh. No. Oh, well, so 28 it looks like. Yeah, 28. Probably do this in spectator mode, though. Better. Well, interesting. So it was 30. Right, because I didn't count the plus 1. Yeah. Is decreasing lighting effects? No. Increasing entity count, sorry. Okay. What can I do next? It's already down to 1 command block. I could increase the time interval, that would probably help. So it means you can't then quick swap equipment if there's a sort of a delay in its activation. It does have an if statement, right? No. We're just pulsing completely. That's kind of bad. Have an if statement. E. In fact, all of these should have if statements. Well, actually, you know what? That's something to test out. This. We'll have quotation marks that I need to fix up. A lot of them too. Hope I'm putting these on the right side, and I hope they're the right slash. It appears they are not. Someone shouldn't need it. Let's delete it, and we'll do something simpler. Ooh. Get rid of the law stuff. I think. Let's try this. Perfect. Be on auto. Nope. Okay, so it's off, no lag, it's on, considerable lag, even though the command is failing. I stick an if statement on it. If execute that entity, do you need? Okay, you do. Entity at e stats equals. Well, no, we might as well just use the same variable. Execute if entity. Wow, that is very annoying. So many reasons. So if the if statement fails, then it's drastically less. Apparently. Means this job just got a whole lot worse, because I have to go through and I have to add the if statement to every single one of these. Just have to add an if statement to everything. Probably including these, because these have execute at, so they're still fishing for something. No, okay, this has an if statement, so it'd be fine. The at portion is probably more damning than the if statement, though. This one that just has clear should have an if statement. Let's see if at works just as well. So that's the if statement. We have to do this quickly. Instead of if we change it to an at statement, at should be scanning entities, so I would assume it's more intensive, but it's not. Okay, so that's good. So as long as there's just some question or check, some check it has to run first, it's fine. So essentially, what I'm looking for is as long as it has run, then the command is fine. I don't have to modify it. Good, I'm pretty sure it's just the clear command. This whole section needs if statements. Make it more efficient when it runs. The arrow stuff. Run! Well. God, command blocks are just messy. I'm not going to bother with chain command blocks, adding if statements to them. Alright, might as well start here. If statement they need. What could I get away with, to be honest? Well, I suppose this doesn't activate in itself unless the book is active. Okay, so it's not as damning. These I could probably get away with not adding an if statement to them because they're already being filtered through an inventory check that adds in the redstone. Same with the spellbook. I think I was overreacting. But these do need the if statements because they're constantly running every few seconds. First off, if I add an if statement to this, I should see a drastic change because the attribute commands are by far the worst, and this is being clocked in every 3 seconds, yeah. So it's execute if that doesn't matter. I can settle for if. Copy this again. See. Also, if anyone has the equipment. What do we got? 53 standing here. Sure, that should prevent it running. We see any noticeable change? It doesn't look like we do, no. Maybe a slight... Oh, we dropped down by 1. No, drop it down by 3, right? Because I haven't moved. Okay. I know the attribute commands are by far the worst commands in terms of lag. So if we do the same for all of these structures, hopefully we can see a noticeable difference. Let's look and change it manually. No, I can't. Why? Oh, that's a remove. Right. It doesn't want if statements. We're looking for specialization. Come on, rampage. Rampage. Right, spelled correctly, Stick it in. One also has a slight error in it. That counts. Alt F. Hit Alt. 54, we did move. Gonna drop down again. Slowly. This is also sort of the issue, because I won't... Until everything is done, there won't be any real noticeable change, because it'll all be gradual. But we'll treat it like it's making a difference. The testing shows that it does make a difference. Okay, this one's simple, this one needs warden. At least it prevents these systems running unless the items are in X-Play's inventory. Three. Well, technically we're closer to all the entities, so they should be loaded. And we're still at 51. Question is, do I modify these? Because this is still running the attribute command, which is the issue. So technically, this questioning statement should be done before. So it should be execute if or execute as entity blah 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 run. It's kind of annoying. Means I need to move. Clean up perfectly. I need to move this statement. Realistically, I'm probably just going to add in the statement to the front. I guess it's nothing to test. I don't know if double testing causes more issues. For instance, baseline. You know what? Stabilize. So this is an if statement, and the command doesn't even function. That makes it even worse. That's actually really bad, because that means my testing's really bad. Why don't you like this? Alright, this doesn't need entity, yeah? Yeah, it needs to run. Yikes. I copied it too, didn't I? Fix this up and see if my mentality was still right. So with an if statement, rid of it, put it back. Yeah, it's now much higher. It is 80 milliseconds. Change to an if. Okay, so if statements are far cleaner. God. Oh, what a nightmare. So you can't use you can't use anything that checks an entity, because then it moves on to the next step. It has to be if or unless statements for it to recognize. Nope, never mind. It is because I've got the entity clause. Alright, we have a baseline. It goes back to that. Okay. So if statements don't matter whatsoever. The only thing I have to gate is the timers. But it is horrendous. Means it goes back to the map being sort of unsalvageable. Okay, it's fine. Means less work overall. Means I don't have to do anything to these or them. Just doing stuff to these was fine. In. I'm really curious at this point, had I done data packs, if there would be a noticeable difference. I don't see how that could be, because the game technically has to run the same calculations. The only thing you're neglecting is the block updates. feel really bad too, because it's kind of looking like the map's going to be unplayable for the most part. I fill you in? Yeah, good. These command blocks are creating unique patterns for me to build off of. I should also make 5 seconds instead of 3. When they actually are functioning. Oh, I can't see command block. Right, the ones under here. Going to. There is casting. If I add a timer to it, all I have to do is multiply the values by the timer. It's not a big deal. These teleport at S. Precision. Okay, so for these to function, they need to be constant. I can't gate them. Technically the dot as well. Dot only has to run once. Where's... Oh, I need to look into that one actually. I don't know if that's functioning as intended. I don't know if that should be set. Interesting. Very interesting. They meant to be blank? 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Don't know why I made 5 levels. Dots greater than 1. Untag. I lost. I have something that resets the dots, don't I? It should be on every attack. Dots increase. Actually, can't remember how my system works. Right. I will assume the dots is necessary then. I think what it means is if you have that weapon, just being near mobs will inflict statuses. In which case, if it's constantly resetting, it does need to stay active. Should probably move it down to that system. That's in either hand rights, 106, and selected, yeah. Don't think I can... Aside from the 4 down there, I don't think I can do anything. Adding if statement doesn't matter, we went through that. We'll add plays casting. That line I can do something too. Mob count, no one needs to be active. Let's do that, so I remember where all my scoreboards are. Those do always have to be active. So I can do... Interesting. Yeah, no, that's really not active. So I can do these 6, I think. And these 4. Ideally, I'd like to move them together so they can all be red at the same time. Except I can't do the top, actually. Ah, such a headache. I time gate it, I just multiply the values. My whole mentality is, will it really make a difference? Doing 7 command blocks really make a difference, and I already know the answer is yes, I just don't want to leave it. It seems like an annoying piece of work. It's like copy and paste. Yeah, this system can't work, it's not always active. Just right on the border too. No. Stick, it is on the border this way though. It's actually not fine. Because I was going to delete all the chunks when I give this map to someone. Well, I guess I'm keeping this chunk anyway because this is the little, like, start map section. Alright, I'll build outside or whatever. So, I can do 2 things with it. I can time gate it, and I can item gate it. Should be the same gates as these were. We're just doing positive C. At P, scores equals 35 seconds? Actually, no, this doesn't work. Because the average cast is 3 or so seconds. Still do want to gate it. How timers do I have? I think I have half a tick. That should work. 12 seconds, 1 minute, 30 minutes, 30 seconds, 3 seconds. Yeah, so timer half. Should still make it worthwhile. So these were running every tick, and now they're running every half a tick. You times it by 20 would be a second, so 10 would be half a tick. And I said it was along the z-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 to 7. Ooh, I hope this works. First one I'm like iffy with. You have to both have a book, and then it runs every 10 ticks. So we are multiplying by 10. I don't know if that's great. Because instead of being dynamic depending on the spell type, it now cuts off a set amount. I'm gonna leave this one for now, actually. I need to think that through. I don't think... Because I think there's sure enough spells that doing it like that means that they won't receive any benefit. is an issue. We'll cover everything else, but then I can give them some thought and come back to it later. Okay, you can go. We're getting there. Once every command block is covered, I'm happy. Right, so I can't slab this, but I don't want the lighting update either. You know what I can do? Completely forgot. Now have build biome, yeah. So I can just set all the biomes to mushroom. That way nothing will spawn here. That's actually a really good idea. Okay. What's going on? So these two are the ones I care about because they're the mechanism. This is execute every 3 seconds. And it's activating this whole column. These are always active. They're particle effects. They have to be. That's fine. Okay. Starters. This route is like crafting time. So up to 5 seconds. That'll be fine. I mean, we're definitely more in the yellow now, which is good. I think we're at 40, roughly, on the average. So I think we are making a dent in things, which is good. I doubt I can get it down to, say, 20, which should make it playable on the majority. But we'll see. Okay, so watch this be gated behind. This one should also be redstone gated. It doesn't run constantly. All of them should be redstone gated because they build in with redstone anyway. They'll function. End crystal is an entity, so I can use that. But this is now the annoying one. Essentially what I have to do is I have to do executes at a player if X entity is nearby, and then run positioned at the command block's original location. That's the only way I can test both the player's entities, the entities around the player, and make sure the command functions without entering exact coordinates. So I want to keep it so a hub could be moved. Someone could cut and paste it anywhere they wanted and it would still function. Execute at all if entity at E type equals, it's just end crystal, I believe. No. Always double check. It's no harm anyway. Yeah, end crystal. Execute at all if entity end crystal. Distance, well, you have to throw stuff onto there, so I'm going to say like 8 blocks. Doesn't really matter, because it's still going to check every entity that's loaded. The only difference now is it will prevent the rest of the system running. Then run, execute, position. That's all I need, and then 3 coordinates, and then run. Okay, the 3 coordinates are... And I'd be really, really annoyed if this just deletes my whole column. This should be another big hit. Yeah, I gotta figure out what systems are running on the red lines. They're the ones that need to be gutted. Okay, but if I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I gotta do it that way. It explodes. Should be able to see the redstone from here. You have to put it on obsidian? No, it just has to be upper block, right? Yeah. Well, okay, so the clearing's probably working too, so I'll do that. Once it gets deleted. I put that on the... I did put it on the inside. Okay, so it's working. I'll put trim light back. It's gonna be covered. No. We're doing mushroom biome as a trick. So fill this in. Should probably test and make sure the crafting still works. No, I trust myself. I'll do everything and then I'll test everything. I'll be absolutely gutted when I pull everything apart. So my goal is to finish this by the end of the week. So I'm going away. I don't think I'm going to get it done. Okay, next one, same scenario. We activate on X. Is this shroom light? Oh, there is shroom light. I'll slap you anyway. Where's the controller? Here's the controller. Question is, what entity can I check for? 5 seconds. I mean, I have to look for an item. Yeah, I have to look for a dragon head. I suppose it's not too much of a big deal. It needs curly, fine. Positions. Rock. This can go to redstone. Space. Okay, to make a dent. Maybe. And then someone builds everything in their base and just suffers. Because they now activate every system. So if I put a block in here, throw a dragon head on it, you should see it disappear in 5 seconds. Cool, so the system's working. It's another one done. There's no secondary to it. Doesn't look like it. Definitely going to keep it a lot simpler next time I make a map. Pick like 2 to 3 elements, or even make it contained instead of this modifying vanilla. I mean, essentially this is just a mod through command blocks. So to inept, make an actual mod. Oh, now I still have to do the achievements. Or some sort of tutorial system. Okay, this one is a little bit more complicated because this does a bunch of different stuff from my recollection. Right. They all just have shard of power in common. I think they all have echo shards in common. No. Yes, they all require an echo shard, a boss item, and then a special item. Nope, that is Divine Vessel. This one is much harder to gate. Can I do like an inverse statement? I can, so if I do unless and then an exclamation mark, it becomes a positive statement. No, but then it still checks everything. It doesn't work as a filter. Fragment of the world. They either need... actually, I think there's some uniformity to it. No. No, I just had to give them all unique flavor text. Damn it. Definitely do that, though. Five seconds. Did change the... Yeah, they both work, so I must have changed both. Think. We can do... What do they all... They all have to have one thing in common. For instance, this has... display on an item. Doesn't help me much. All it takes is having a named item on the ground to trigger the system. I suppose it is better than nothing. And there are chances it won't run. Because right now it's just running every 5 seconds regardless. Just have to double check that every recipe has a named item. Well, it should, because every recipe should have at least the boss item. Alright. So I need to add in tag and display. Then 8 blocks, usual, and then run positioned. Go down. It's definitely down from when we started. Ooh, flick it. Did not mean to do that. You know what? Always test. Give me my divine vessel and jump. Oh, and no, it doesn't need shadow power. It's just these 2 items, I believe. Go and work. God. Get a double jump. We double jump. Perfect. It's really fun to do. Ooh. Don't fly. We make it over there? Nope. I don't remember the timing. Yeah. Works, that's good. Didn't take too long either. Okay. Next system. It's every 3 seconds. And you have to be near X thing. Execute add item. I think they all have rotten flesh as the catalyst, I believe. Yeah. Yeah. So I can get rid of... Just be rotten flesh on X item. I get rid of the secondary item. I do have to add back in the distance portion too. Distance equals dot 8. Okay. What are you? Alright, you're plague. Fun one. I leave it as 3 seconds. It's 5 seconds means it could take that. At most, it will take 10 seconds. Right? Because if you got it right after the mechanism. No, it'd still take 5 seconds to get back. But most of it would take 5 seconds at least. It would take less. So for instance, if you got it on the tick after this, it'd still be 3 seconds to get back to this tick. So I don't feel bad about adding them. Make them 5 seconds. You should be redstone. You should have the claws. Another one down. Go on, show me the improvement. No, this was a smaller system. Should probably check it. Campfire. Burn. Water. Run out of space. And some rotten flesh. I only need 8. Sort of ruin things. Campfire, cauldron, water. Spear? It is. No. Come on. Item run flesh count 8 if block. Cauldron, if block. Campfire. Oh no. It's probably too late. I didn't change the position, did I? I did not. It was Z. Okay, that should be fine. You've gone here then, right? No, should have gone to this side. Which... It's this one, isn't it? Did I not change this one either? No, it's this one. It should have done Z. It's negative in the Z slot. I I must have been quick enough. The only possible solution. Or it doesn't work, which is also fine by me. I almost messed up extremely. So what was this one? B. Go back on. Fingers crossed. It feels like it's just not working. Okay, that's good by me. Item. Execute at. Ah, right, that's the issue. Thank God. So it's detecting us. It's a problem. So I'm doing execute at us. Which is, it's still double entity checking, so it doesn't matter if I do execute at the entity. Yeah. Distance. Okay. We throw this on the ground, nothing should happen. Count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. And cauldron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Yeah, perfect. Got that. Disaster avoided. Snap, yeah. No, I don't necessarily need to. Go. Okay, good amount of work. A lot of systems fixed up. We dropped off. You know what? Easiest way to test this. Go right to the center. Give it a few seconds. Then we've got another version of the map that's unedited. So it's 28, 32, 51. Versus. Da-da-da. 3. Versus 32, 38, 63. Cool. So we knocked off decent amounts. Ish. Definitely from the minimum. Progress is progress. Anyway, probably be back later. Whoever's hanging around, thank you. All 3 of you. Interesting.